Turbo conquering Mega Eagle. Okay folks, so where did we get up to last time? I don't know. 8 pipes in the ground. Okay, since then I've waterproofed this pipe and bunged up the holes. We've got our fixings in there. I ran out of nozzles and ended up just mixing it up by hand and, you know, thumbing it in. Didn't go that well. I suppose the saving grace is this isn't going to be one of the upper holes, but yeah, still a bit annoying anyway. So what we're going to do here, so it's probably going to have been a few weeks by the time you see this, although I'm only just starting it now, because you know, I've obviously got 2 more pipes to put on, and that'll be all the pipes. But after that, I've then got to sink them down to, you know, flush with the ground. This will be the final pipe setting video, I hope. I don't see why it wouldn't be. You know, I put a couple of foot of water in here at the end of the last video to sink the pipe down, and since then it's come up about another foot, I suppose. You know, it's been near enough a week. And look, we've got all this water on the back of the pipe. What I'm gonna do is once I get the last pipe on here, which, you know, will be a couple of weeks from now, I'm going to start saving any good clay that I find. I'm just going to dump it beside, because what I've found out is, you know, that grey clay, I'm pretty sure is bentonite. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure, but it is waterproof. I know that much. We found out that much. And yeah, I'm going to save this so that when I get all the pipes set and I get a mini digger in here to backfill this properly, I'm going to dig up the soil here, go down as far as I can with the mini digger, and then do the rest by hand. And then with the trench rammer that I'll also hire, I'm going to, rather than pack it with hardcore, which is what I'd originally thought of doing, you know, hardcore's permeable, isn't it, eh? I suppose you get really fine stuff, but it's still permeable, so I'm going to pack it with a clay, yeah. And hopefully that'll waterproof it and be a good footing material. You know, it's anyone's guess how that turns out. You know, that's what they do with earthen dams, isn't it? Eh? They use the bentonite clay. And then it'll get a bit of hardcore on top, not much, and then concrete. The hardcore on top of that is really just for the sakes of the concrete. A lot of concrete though, you know, yeah. But that, you know, the concreting can only happen once they get the mixer done. So either way, that's what we'll do. We'll get the last pipe on, and then after we've, you know, finished messing around with the crane for the last time, I'm just going to make a huge pile of clay there. Yeah. First I got to get this winch off the crane, make a bit of space. I need to tidy up, and what the ever so generous, kind and lovely Mr. Julian HG is moving to Spain, and you know, he gave me all his bits of metal that he didn't want to take with him. So we've got this lovely bit of road plate here, but you know, I just dumped it all off the back of the truck. You know, there's loads more he gave me. These were just the bits that already had a bit of surface rust on them, so I didn't mind leaving them outside. But yeah, we've got to get things a bit more ship shape around here first, didn't we? Otherwise I'll be tripping over things. Hey out. Still veiny. There's some is it iron oxide? Interesting. That's interesting, isn't it? Do anyone else find that interesting? That orange sand. I hadn't noticed it down the hole. I'm gonna have to make a torch or a nice work lamp or something, because it's getting bloody dark down there. You know, it's not actually that bright out here at the minute. I don't know what the camera's looking like, but we had some thunder and lightning. Didn't come to anything. You know, I was just cracking on before it started pissing down. I've had this is my third dumper load that I'm working on. You know, getting about 4 or 5 of these in each, depending. Like the first one was half of it was water, so I only put 4 in. The last one was 5, and I'll get 5 in now. You know, it's a lot less weight now that it's dry. You know, it's nice to give this thing a minute for it all to come out though. It is working so well, you know, this old mixer. Yeah. Yeah, but we won't need it very much longer, which is kind of good, because it's got some pretty sizable holes in it now. Yeah. Who knows how we'll be pulling the muck out in a month's time when we're going horizontal. It's funny how whenever something that I've made is working well and I tell you on the camera, literally within the next 24 hours it fails. So this is the muck bucket I was bigging up a minute ago, or yesterday as it were. What actually happened was I dropped it halfway down the hole by accident, and it split all along here, and that was pinholes before, but it's, you know, a bigger hole now. I could carry on using it, but eventually it's just gonna fail. The bottom's gonna drop out of it or something, isn't it? So we'll just patch it up now. It's pissing down the rain outside anyway, so let's sort this out. Let's get a couple of patches on it, and then it'll, hopefully it's only got to hold up for another 8 foot of digging, and then we're at the bottom, lads. Hey, isn't that magical? We are getting some moody weather, folks. Hey, we've got a big old thunderstorm just coming in. It's already crackling and grumbling. You can see the rain in the distance there. Hey, I haven't actually been down here when it's been pissing down the rain. I'm quite excited about it, to be honest. I'm going to get down there now. Well, the repairs ended up being a little bit less than tidy, but yeah, it appeared everything around that mount was wafer thin, so I just, you know, I put quite a bit of extra metal in there. You can see the bottom, it's all around there. Not as tight as it could be, but you know, it's not going to be that long before I give this to the scrap man, you know. I might save the top bit and put another container on there for pouring concrete or something like that, but probably won't even use that for concrete, because I want a little bit more control, you know, and that's not the right, this whole thing isn't the right shape for bringing large quantities of stuff up. I don't know, but yeah, certainly that drum's days are numbered. It's just got to do me another 8 foot. The rain's on its way. I'm going to get back down my hole. Okay, because my eBay mini pickaxe was so nice, I don't really want to get it dirty. I just welded a bit of Daihatsu 4-track leaf spring onto a nice heavy bit of pipe, a little pommel on the end to stop my sling it. Oh, a bit rough there, might nip that off. It's not a work of art. I figured I'll get the geometry right, and then if this is unusably uncomfortable, I'll make a nicer one. But you know, if this isn't, it feels like a nice comfortable, you know, hoeing action. A nice comfortable hoeing action. Yeah, yeah. We might make a nicer one, but you know, clay's pretty hard down there, so like the chiseling action is good, but with a shovel or a spade that gets a bit tired after a while. So hopefully this will scythe through it a bit more efficiently. Let's go. Okay, it performed reasonably well. Bit uncomfortable to use though, so what I'm going to do, I feel like starting again. I'm not going to though. It's just put a slit in this handle here and bend the handle back up that way. Yeah. So at the moment the handle's going that way, and I'm leaning into the cut way too much. So maybe I'll just do the yeah, right down here, so I can still get two hands on it, you know. And then I'll probably try and flatten this out a little bit so it's a bit more oval. I think it'll be nice then, you know. Perfect. I got a little bit carried away. Yeah, there's a nice bit of shape to it now, isn't it? I squished the palm grip. Did kink it a little bit more at the top. I think this will work nicely. I might end up trimming this off. I wouldn't say it's too heavy. Maybe it's just a tiny bit too heavy, but there's a lot of weight in the handle, and I need to keep a lot more weight in the head. So if I remake it with a wooden handle, yeah, I'll make it a tiny bit lighter. Let's try it. Okay, so we have I don't know, something of a situation, I suppose. Not a situation, just I've had water in this pipe overnight to soften things up. It worked last time, you know, and the pipe had slid down by the morning. And this time I'd definitely taken more material out from underneath, you know, with my lovely new adze or Dutch hoe or whatever it is. But it's not slid down the hole. We do have look, lots of rain, lots of dark clouds, and water's, I don't think the water's any higher than it was last time, but obviously the pipe's deeper, isn't it? There's a couple of things that might be happening. You know, a few of you have mentioned flotation. That's been a concern of mine. The other thing is that we've got parallel sides here and pipe that isn't particularly round, so you know, it might be flat on one side, but it'll be poking out on the other side. There's not really much we can do about that. What you know, Brunel did encounter the same problems. He ended up, you know, piling tons and tons and tons of brick, not as part of the caisson, but you know, just to add weight on top of the pipe to get it to go down when he was digging the Thames tunnel. And then after that, people have always tried to put taper sides on caissons, but I can't do that because this is you know, this is a set size of pipe, isn't it? They don't sell it in taper segments because it's not designed for sinking down like this. The idea of this stuff is you dig a hole, put this in, and then backfill. Either way, doesn't matter. What I want to try and do to at least eliminate the flotation is stick a hose pipe down there, climb down the hole, and siphon the water out of the low spot in there into the hole. That should at least relieve the flotation. I just can't see it. Maybe you know, if that's 5 foot down, there's water down to about the 12-foot mark on the outside here. So that's how much is that? 7 foot of water, and we've got at least 8 foot of pipe above the water mark. These are 700 kilo each, are they? 660 kilo each. 1, 2, 3, 4. Best part of 3 tons poking out the water, isn't it? Don't know, but the two together might be causing this. So we'll try and get rid of that water and see what happens. Just studying the design data 41 leaflet from the American Concrete Pipe Association. It's fucking fascinating, folks. Yeah. I mean, it's evident I have a problem with what do you call it? Flotation. It's also got some interesting stuff about the cohesive nature of clays. You know, I think we were up against both of them here. Either way, you know, the long and short of it is, right now the only thing I'm concerned about is dropping the fluid level on the outside of the pipe, and I think I'm going to have to keep it low until we're down to level. The other thing we could do, I mean, we've got a range of options. There's always a backup plan and a backup plan and a backup plan for that backup plan, isn't there? Like, you know, I'm just thinking about how I can exert some weight on that pipe. Tricky, but you know, as this is saying, you know, the effect of the groundwater, the higher the water gets, obviously the flotation effect goes up exponentially, isn't it? And with that water acting on the upper stage of the pipe, which is going deeper, again that increases it exponentially. So you have to be mindful of this. I don't want the pipe sliding back up, and you know, a couple of you reminded me that there's a possibility the bottom section could separate. You know, if the top sections, there's a lot of force lifting the top up, and the bottom one's stuck in the mud, or the bottom one's free to fall down and the top ones are held up by the water, then we could have a separation of our mortar joint, which would be terrible. I do have one chain on one side, which I did right at the beginning when I first put the second pipe on, and I meant to put a second chain on the other side in the threads that I've bonded in there, but I didn't do it because I didn't think I was experiencing any sort of drag from the higher ups. It was all, you know, it was always what was underneath the pipe that was holding it up. I think that's changing now, isn't it? I should get that chain on. I don't want to go down there because there's a load of water in there at the minute, so we'll do that as soon as I've resolved this current issue. Yeah, we're going to pump anyway. That's the long and short of it. Okay, folks, let's have a sit round. So I've been skimming a bit of water off with this pump, this petrol pump. These things are pretty anemic, really. It's the only thing that can fit down there. There's a lot of detritus down there, you know, so there's bits of earth that have fallen in, bits of wood that the pipe bypassed and are stuck there, so I can't actually get anything too deep. This should go down to 12 foot, but it's not. Really, I need to take the water away from 12 foot, but the water level there is about 6 foot now. I've dropped it about a foot. And put a bit more water inside. Still no movement on the pipe. You can see my purple lines that I made there. Now, we're going to get some wind noise. So we're going to go back inside. Yeah, basically the petrol pump going to the bucket, and the big sewage pump coming out of that bucket. Okay, so I saw something online called a muck sucker. It's an attachment for your pressure washer and that. I basically reverse bodge engineered it, yeah. So we've got a sort of backwards Venturi action here. We get a high pressure jet in the centre shooting up the tube. Whoop, hopefully that's in line. I don't know how much this all matters. Cone there, the convergent duct, and this is the pressure pipe. It's all steel, so I don't know how long it's going to last. Should hold together alright though. And then this all goes up the larger diameter tube. Pressure coming down the small tube from the pressure washer. This should shoot all the shit up the larger diameter tube, and then I'll feed this into my petrol water pump, and hopefully that'll take everything to the dike. And with this I should be able to sort of semi-drill down and leave it in place, and then whenever I want to get rid of the water on the outside of the pipe, I'll just fire this up, I guess. If it works. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Didn't want to buy one because they're 60 quid and they look pretty large, so I've only got a tiny little pressure washer, so if I got one and then found out that my pressure washer is a bit on the girly side, it would I'd then have to buy another pressure washer, wouldn't I? So we're talking a few hundred quid down the road, and I might be able to get started in a week's time. So hopefully this works. Let's see what happens. State of this place. We are pumping water though, right from the bottom. Well, not right from the bottom, but you know, slowly, but it's coming out. Oh, hello. Tina? Tina who? Tina Turner? Yeah. Yeah, go on. Yeah. Yeah. Thunderdome? Huh? You want it back? No, I'm using it. What are you talking about? Go on. Alright, none of my pumping's going very well, so I figured we've got to clear out beside the pipe, yeah? Which means getting all the junky wood and stuff out and then scooping a bit of the mud out. I might have to go down in between the pipe and the earth, which isn't going to be great. But, I can't, at the minute, I can't get down there with any of my pumps. None of them want to do it. I know the big one, if I manage to get down there with it, it'll just suck it out just like that. But you know, it's got a footprint like that, isn't it? So I need to make a bit of space. This is one of my favourite creations. 5 minute scrap build. Yeah. Well, look, the water level hasn't changed here. I've taken all the water out the inside and it started moving. So, I mean, that's really confusing. I'm not sure I fully understand this whole buoyancy thing. I thought water in the inside would sort of counteract the water on the outside. I mean, that makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not saying the water level on the inside was as high as it is on the outside, but if it was, then we'd only be displacing the actual volume of concrete as opposed to the volume of the whole thing. I don't know. God, but either way, look, can you see the line there? The purple line. Whoop! It's just dropped that far in the last sort of half hour, I suppose. Most peculiar. Most peculiar. There's a clear, like 18 inches underneath it. I might get down there and just clear it up. Seeing as though it's moving, I want to make the most of it, don't I? Hey. Okay, we are down at the bottom of the hole. There we go. This isn't turned on at the minute. That's why it's quiet down here. This spike is driven into the ground. What have we got up here? See where I put the water in? It washed the sand out, the veins of sand running through this clay. We've got weeds now. Doesn't matter. It's not making it unwaterproof or anything. It's trying to move. It is trying to move. It's a good sign. It means we're not completely flying against the flotation. Let's go up top and switch this motor on and see what happens. What's your money on, folks? Hey? Only one way to find out. I can't feel a thing. Maybe I can feel it, you know. That's the line we're keeping on. Rope's definitely moving. Okay, I need to get the groundwater away from the outside of this pipe. I'm going to carry on working on that. The vibration hasn't done anything. So I made this. This is put pulling some of the loose soil out from beside the pipe, the bottom of a fire extinguisher, and got a bit of hose pipe here that I can crimp in my hand, pull the mud out, and then let go of the hose pipe, and it should drop the mud out again. You know, let's try it. Okay, so we've had about an inch of movement out of this thing over the last 12 hours. You know, there's over a foot of cleared pathway for it below it. This is raising some serious questions, folks. This is you know, exactly what Brunel had to do. He used bricks. I don't have enough bricks, so I'm using an IBC of water, 1,000 litres of water there now. Let's stick another container on top and fill that one with water, I suppose. It's going to be fun getting it up there. Well, it would appear as though the threat of putting another tank on top has scared the pipe into submission, which is good because it leaves us more in our arsenal for later when things get tough again. Like, we've dropped about I don't know, about an inch in the last half hour, so I'm just going to walk away from this and hope it does its business. I'm looking for a foot of movement. I'm not going to go very far with this drop, which means I'll have to repeat this process a few more times before I can stick another pipe on, but progress is progress, folks, none the same, eh? Okay, as you can see, we've had some progress, which is nice. It hasn't quite dropped a foot. It's kind of a rough estimation of how far I'd cleared underneath it. I mean, I've dug a bit further, but there's only a foot of clear wall, if you like, for it to slide down. Crane's back in place. I'm going to get back on with the digging. So the technique I'm currently using is to go down there with the bucket, get as much as I can into the bucket with the spade, and that spade's not great at going sideways, is it? So it ends up with a sort of V-shaped hole, and once I've run out of space, because my legs are trying to share the same space with the bucket, I'll leave the bucket up top and then go down just with a pick and make it cylindrical again, and then go back down there with a bucket. There's lots of up and down the ladder, but it is a very good ladder. I know I keep saying this, but yeah, doff my cap to whoever penned the mould for that over moulded step design. Isn't it? Very nice steps, well done. Cheers. Hope you appreciate these shots, fellas. The camera is, I don't know, balanced pretty precariously. I mentioned how much I like these steps. They're very good. Very nice design. Okay, so we've got a fairly decent old gap under the pipes now. Parallel sides, I think. I don't know. Just about to haul the bucket up, and then we'll sit the tank on top and try and slide it down another few foot. I think we're about 2.5 foot here. I'm hoping for 2.5 foot. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Well, she's dropped another 10 inches there. I suppose something like that. I was hoping for a bit more, to be honest. You know, I really wanted half that pipe to disappear into the ground as well overnight, but it's nearly happened. It would appear that I've got a leaky mortar joint, so the water's come up a bit more on the outside, so I'm going to pump that out in a minute. But the fourth mortar joint up from the bottom is now on the outside submerged, and I've not had any of the others leak, but this one's letting water in. Postman's come. Got the other barrel on top, and she started moving, which is good. I think it's still moving, to be honest. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to leave it like this a little while, see if it wants to move anymore. It's filled up with water down there now because I left the hose pipes overflowing. So what? Yeah, I think it must have softened it up a bit. Oh, can't really see, but yeah, pretty cool. So it's been like this for 24 hours now. You can see it has not moved an inch. Then this morning I filled the inside up with water. I don't think that made too much difference. They're not filled up, but just to the bottom of the pipes. Maybe it's got a bit dry around the outside, and that's sort of stopping it from going anywhere. We are due a lot of rain, so I don't know. Rather than do anything, I figure I'll just leave it because I haven't got time to do anything to it at the minute anyway. Back in a while when it's moved, eh? Okay, so I did it. I bought a mud sucker and a better power washer. Manufacturer claims with this setup and this nozzle in the mud sucker, I should get 10 foot of lift on this thing. But you know, as soon as it gets down about 6 foot, it stops really sucking with any force, and then by the time it gets, you know, submerged in the water, it ends up just pumping more water into it. So yep, so I've got to get rid of the water around the outside of the pipe. I've had these two ton of water sat on here, is massively undercut down at the bottom now, which I want to try and avoid, because I'm going to end up getting seepage if I keep on doing that. You know, I want to be forcing through the mud, not under, you know, not cutting away from the walls, because that just leaves gaps for water, which is, you know, gonna result in this whole thing being damp, which I don't want. So yeah, right at this point in time, the other than getting even more tanks, which, you know, is an option, all I'm thinking is pulling these lumps of wood up. We've already got a big undercut under these. This is why the lump of wood's there, because the crane fell down here, didn't it? And getting down there and just scooping out all the shit, and then getting this sucker hooked up to a petrol pump, and that should suck out the water and a little bit of crap. But as soon as I pick up a stone, this thing should pick up a stone all right. But the petrol pump is going to get royally knackered by any stones and stuff. So, you know, maybe I'll have to devise a little chamber of some sort, an old gas bottle. That might be a good idea, actually. You know, a hopper that can collect the stones, so the pump will still suck on the gas bottle, and this will pump into the gas bottle. But if I put the inlets and outlets in the right place, maybe I can avoid stones going into the petrol pump. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that'd work. Yeah, I might give that a go. Anyways, onwards and upwards. Let's get down here. So I've got quite far. I've actually done quite well with the digging the last couple of days. Managed to get in here a bit. This is now the hole beside the hole to make the first hole bigger. You know, hey, would you Adam and Eve it? Yeah, I've got to get the water out from beside this to stop the flotation. Keep telling myself that this is for a reason. It's not completely pointless. It feels completely pointless. I was very tempted at one point just to call the hire company and get a digger in here, something with a long reach. But I'd just be, you know, paying a day's hire to have something dig an 8-foot hole here. And then once I'm down far enough, I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. But I've got to get the groundwater out from beside this hole. Got to get a pump down there, haven't I? And I couldn't do that before, so I'm just going to carry on going at it with this post digger. Man, it's like, I'm not saying it's demoralising, because, you know, I know this is possible. Arduous, you know. I feel like I'm halfway through the marathon, despite the fact that I'm nearly at the end. You know what I mean, like, and we are so close to the end, you know. But guys, I'm going to put this video up without having stacked 2 pipes. I was trying to stack 2 pipes per video, and then you know, just to keep myself pointing in the right direction and stop myself getting lazy. But so much has happened. So much has happened since I put the last one on. We have dropped this down considerably, you know. I could get another pipe on right now if I wanted to. This pipe's gone down far enough that I can get one on right now, but I'm not going to. What I figured I'd do is for quickness' sake, try and get this one below ground level, and then I can just bang 2 on straight away without doing any more digging, and then it's a final push. Yeah. So you know, I'm sorry to disappoint anyone, but yeah, not much progress this time. But you know, there's no way I could upload another whole video until I've got 2 more pipes on now, is there? Eh? After saying all that, so what? You know, keep going as you are. Like, help me get my channel going. Like and subscribe, and, you know, all that crap. Share it, you know, amongst other people interested in holes or whatever. You know, if any of you are members of the Hole Appreciation Society, like, I'm sure it'll go down well there. And then you know, make sure you join me next time for more messing around in the mud in Lincolnshire. Eh? Alright, thanks. Take it easy, guys. I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye.